here. Got my sister and my friends. It's awesome. Okay, here's what we're gonna need. You're gonna need a foam roller. This is the foam roller that I use. This is a Manduka. I love this one. You can do everything on your foam roller. I also have a dual ball. You can accomplish the same thing, perfect, with 2 tennis balls or 2 lacrosse balls in an athletic sock. These are my yoga tune-up balls that I love, and I'll put links to all these great props on my website at some point. But what you'll do if you have the 2 balls, the 2 tennis balls, or the 2 lacrosse balls, you're going to put them in an athletic sock and cinch it up really tight, and then you basically have what I'm going to refer to as the dual ball. So, and then also if you have funky knees or think that you might have some low back problems in some of these poses where we can get even a little bit more support, grab a blanket, like a beach towel that you can fold up. This is a yoga blanket, so I'm just going to set this off to the side. And we're going to get started on our backs with our foam roller underneath the back of our neck. So your arms are along your sides. Palms can be face up or face down. I kind of like palms face up. And we're just going to focus on our breath here. You can close your eyes. And just take note of how your body feels just in this position right here. You're hugging a foam roller in to the top of the shoulders, and the foam roller is supporting the back of your neck. Your chin is not high, your chin is just comfortably level, and your gaze is over your knees. Your feet can be flat or your legs can be out straight. And we'll do some double exhale breathing. So let's take an inhale for 2. Little hold at the top, and an exhale for a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Let's continue with that breath count. Inhale, big inhale for 2. Want you to feel your ribs and your belly puff, slight pause at the top. And an exhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. So big belly inhales, double the length of the exhale. Continue on with that. Maybe notice how your ribs feel, how your collarbone feels. When we inhale from our bottom lungs to the top, just like water being filled up into a glass. So as you inhale, imagine that your belly rises and then your chest rises, and then there's a small opening of your collarbone. And on your exhale, which we've doubled to a length of 4, you're going to pull the belly button in and feel the collarbone deflate, and then feel the ribs deflate, and then pull the belly button into the spine at the end of every exhale. Let's inhale for a count of 3, 2, 1, and hold. Then exhale for a count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more just like that. Inhale for a count of 3. Hold, exhale 6. Let's do 2 with an inhale count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. And exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do one more just like that. Inhale for 4. You're going to hold at the top. And a slow exhale for a count of 8. Tapping into and accessing our parasympathetic nervous system. Just letting everything relax. Great, so now begin to bring one ear over to the roller and the other ear over to the roller, so you're just moving your head from side to side. Keep your chin kind of low. And we're just sort of massaging all along the back of the skull. And you can hold off to one side and make little circles with your chin. So what we're doing is we're accessing the fascia. We're accessing that fibrous network that's underneath the skin, that's around all the muscles, that's inside all the muscles. Kind of go over to the other side. It's sending signals to the brain all the time. And what we're doing here today is we're just all the foam roller and ball work can lift and lower your chin, get more at the back of the scalp. Just do whatever feels good. The rules are with the roller and the balls, you want to move real slow. Fascia responds to slow movement, and I don't want you to be in a lot of pain. You don't want to be in so much pain that we can't breathe when we're on the roller. Good. So roll over to your left side and bring the roller to your jawline, and just kind of pull it in. You're hugging it right up to your shoulder, and make some circles on your jaw. It's that kind of intersection of where the chin is, right there at the corner of the ear. And then pause, and just drape and hold on the roller, and open and close your mouth. So we're moving slowly. Then we're going to put the roller up onto our cheekbone and on our ear, so you're kind of lying on your ear, and you want to make little circles on your cheekbone. So what we're doing is we're asking the brain to send blood flow to these areas that we're rolling, and that's really good because it hydrates the fascia, hydrates the tissue, makes it more elastic, and gets rid of anything that might be stuck. Now we're going to bring the roller up to our temple. Oh, that feels good. And I want you to rock your head from side to side like you're shaking your head no. You might have to hold on to the roller, and you'll kind of get all along the top, the scalp, right above the ear. It feels really good. And then come back to your temple. You can make circles. You can just let your weight rest in that spot. Come back down to the cheekbone, and open and close your mouth. There's a really workhorse muscle in there that is a contributor to a lot of tension, teeth grinding, headaches. Good. Now we'll roll over and do the other side. I'm just going to switch sides so that I'm facing the camera. So you're going to be on your right side. So the roller's on kind of on your neck, your knees are bent, you're supported, and you're on the right at the corner of your ear and your jaw. And you can make little circles, open and close. They call this the 5-minute facelift, which isn't too bad. Then you're going to move the roller up to the cheekbone, kind of by the ear. You can even just lay heavy on your ear. Your ears hold a lot of tension. And make some circles with your jaw. Circle one way with your head, not your jaw. Circle the other way. Then you're going to move the roller up to your temple. And you can either make circles, you can pin and drape and just lay there. What we're looking for with the roller is, I like to call us being sensation detectives. You're looking for that spot that when you get on it, you're like, oh, God, that's like either sore or it feels like it's a little bit swollen. Work around that area if it's too painful, or just kind of rest right on it. And we'll get into more foam roller techniques as we move the roller down the body. Come back to the cheekbone, rest the head, open and close the jaw. You'll know the spot when you feel it. Real slow. Great. And then move your roller up to your side and grab, if you grab one ball, and take one ball out of your, if you've already tied your sock and it's not easy to get your ball out, it doesn't make a difference. What we're going to do is we're going to take the ball, but it's easier for us since we have single balls. You have a single ball, it'll be easier. You're going to take the ball and you want to get it underneath your upper trapezius, between the neck and the shoulder, not on the shoulder, on the top of the bone, and not on the neck, but about halfway there. You'll kind of know it when you feel it. And if you angle it, then the ball won't be in the way of your head. So I've got mine trapped. Bend your knees, bring your arms down along your sides. My ball is behind my left shoulder, and I'm slowly going to lift and lower my arm. So your knees are bent, your feet are flat. And find your breath. You can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then pause with your arms down along your sides. Relax your shoulders, relax your ribs, and slowly begin to lift your hips up into bridge. And then come down. So the ball shouldn't be wiggling around, and it shouldn't be so low that it's behind your shoulder blade, and that when you lift up, it's hurting your shoulder blade. There's a muscle that's up there. You'll know it when you feel it. Lift and lower one more time. Drag your belly button in. Then we're going to add the arm lift with the hip lift. And you probably won't be able to move your arm with the same range of motion before you start to really feel some pain. Remember, we want to keep the pain threshold where we can breathe. Let's do 2 more, and then we'll switch sides. And then wiggle. I'm going to stay up in bridge and wiggle a little bit left to right, just to get into that spot. And then lower hip, lower arm, lift your head, grab the block from the ball from underneath. Nicole, you feeling this?
Too much.
Too much. Too much was the answer. Okay. So now I've got the ball in my upper trapezius on the right side. It's like you're trapping your trap. And I'm going to lift and lower my right arm. And I'm sure one side's going to feel a lot different than the other. So we're going to lift and lower for 4. I'll let you guys go at your own pace. Relax your glutes, relax your shoulders. And then the arm is going to stay down, and you're going to lift and lower your hips for 4. And then we're going to add them both together. So go at your own pace. Do what feels good. Don't do anything if it doesn't feel good. Lift and lower. And I like to get a little press with my feet to get some added crunch up there at the top into that muscle. If you want to stay on one area, and I've moved on, just stay on that area. This is your time. When we work with a foam roller, we're pushing and we're moving the tissue. We're releasing scar tissue, releasing stuck trauma, emotional trauma lives in our connective tissue. So do a couple more of those. And then you're going to roll over, bring your ball out from underneath your shoulder and grab onto your roller. And we're just going to work the upper back with the roller, with the foam roller. So knees are bent, feet are flat. The roller is parallel with the top and the bottom of the mat. Interlace your hands, bring your head into your hands. Keep your tailbone down and do a little arch back. And then lift your hips and roll the roller down a little bit more. So it's like you want to start at the top of your shoulders, go to the middle of the shoulders, and then go below the shoulder blade. So your glutes are down, nice back arch. And each time you're going to lift your hips and roll the roller. Think about going one vertebra down at a time. You're going to reach a point where it's going to affect your capacity to breathe, and you're going to be down by your lungs, and that's where you need to stop. Then from here, we're going to pick up our glutes, walk the roller back up to the top, and lift and lower. Your chin is slightly tucked. You're lifting and lowering. You can bend one elbow over to the other, to the hip, and you can just span by just pressing with your feet. Do whatever feels good. So today's focus is going to be a lot of neck, shoulders, and upper back. So we're not going to roll the lower body. So bring the hips down to the mat, roll over onto one side, bring your head into your hands. So you're in a sideline position. Move the elbow back so it's in line with your shoulder. So you want your hips and your shoulders and your elbow to be in one line. Your roller is underneath your armpit. And you're going to roll forward and you're going to roll back. When you get back, you can lift the elbow and really work the back of the shoulder. You can come all the way forward so that the roller is on your pec. Anatomy tends to get in the way here, but just kind of move the roller up so you can access that pec there. It feels good. So I've got a real crunchy spot right here, so I'm going to hang here. I'm going to bend and extend my bottom arm. I'm just gonna kind of wiggle around. So it's really good to cross fiber our connective tissue. And that would just mean like if you're working your quad, you don't want to go this way, you want to go the opposite way. That really helps break things up. So I want you to move the roller down and angle it slightly and do some little mini rocks back and forth. And you're getting the intercostal muscle area in between each of your ribs. So see how that feels? Ooh. Especially if you get onto your back. Oh, I'm looking at Nicole. Okay, so no scary faces. So if you find that you're like, oh, okay, we don't want to be there. We have to be like super relaxed. I say this in my classes all the time. No scary faces. The other thing that you can do once you've kind of gone down the rib cage a little bit is press it out, the roller out more towards your bicep. And, I'm sorry, that's your tricep, and kind of rock and roll back there. We want to get the back of the shoulder. Great, so we're working the whole underside of the shoulder. Now we're going to flip over onto our bellies. I'm going to flip this way, and you're going to put the roller, we're going to work the front of that shoulder that we just worked. So you hug the roller into your side body. Bring your arm out like a T. You can make a fist with the other hand. Your legs are out long. Palm faces back. That'll internally rotate the shoulder. And then you can move back and forth. And I want you to press. Press and plow through that tissue. And if you get in real close to your chest, like mine right now, my whole hand is just lighting up. So I'm going to back off just a little bit. You can do thumb up, thumb down. You want this arm to be straight with the palm facing back. You can sweep. I guarantee you're going to find something in the front of that deltoid. That's your front delt. Press with your toes to get a little bit more pressure on that roller. A couple more sweeps. Maybe bend your elbow. Maybe lift and lower the elbow and the hand. It feels really good. Okay, and now let's go to the other side. So now we're lying on our side. I know I could spend all day on this with this foam roller in all of these places, but I've got a lot of deep stretching that I want to come up. So we're really using it today. So you're lying on your side, your roller's underneath your armpit. Your chin is staying in line with your sternum and your belly button is in. Hello, ball. A ball is going to visit. So turn the roller side this way, Nicole. Widthways, wise, yep, and then put it right underneath your armpit. Walk your elbow back. It's going to expose the muscles that are underneath the arm. Anyway, when I do my foam roller workshops, we spend a lot more time in all of these positions. But I'm hoping that you guys are going to learn some foam rolling techniques that you've never done before. Roll onto your back, and so you can lift that elbow and get the back of that rotator cuff, the back of that shoulder. And then remember, we're going to keep drawing it in, inch by inch. When you're working your way down a slight angle, so it's kind of like at the angle of your rib cage, get all the way back and come forward. And just do a couple passes on each one. Bringing it down. Oh, that feels so good. And if you did so on the other side, if you want to explore that tricep area, you can kind of work back into the back of the arm and work the roller towards the elbow. And see how that feels. And like I said, today we're going to stop here with the focus on the head and the neck and the shoulders, and we'll the next class we'll do lower body. Great. So take a couple more breaths, and yogi's choice, whatever you want to roll. If you want to roll your back a couple times. And then come to a seated position, and we're going to sit cross-legged, and we're going to work, and we're going to stretch our neck. So one nice thing that you can do is you can sit on a blanket. You can fold your blanket forward and cross your legs in front. And what I want to have happen is I want your pelvis to spill forward. So I'm going to turn sideways and show you. Sometimes when we sit cross-legged, we tend to sit like this. I want you to be able to sit up with a nice tall spine. So if you sit with a blanket, or you can, I'll show you another option to sit. if this isn't comfortable for you. That gives you the nice curve in the low back, and that's what we're looking for. If this is uncomfortable at any time in the sequence, you can sit. I like to sit my knees back and straddle my roller like a little horsey. So let's get started. So depends on how it feels on your knees. Good. So just relax your shoulders down. We're going to do some neck stretching here. Close your eyes, bring your fingertips to your shoulders. Tap into your breath. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And bring your elbows up to shoulder level and slowly begin to kiss your elbows together. You can drop your chin to your chest. And then slowly begin to bring your elbows up towards the sky. Fingertips are still on the shoulders, belly button in, elbows high. It's like you're exhaling through your armpits towards me. Tuck your chin, lift long through the crown of your head. On your next inhale, open your elbows wide and flare them back, but knit your low ribs in, so don't allow a big arch in your back. Close your eyes. You don't need to have your eyes open to do this. And bring your elbows down towards your hips. Once again, you can bring your chin to your chest. Draw the elbows down, draw the shoulders down, even pull on your shoulders with your fingertips. Take an inhale here, and an exhale. Then bring your elbows back up to shoulder level, and let's move with breath. Inhale, bring the elbows together, chin to your chest. Exhale, elbows up, chin up, knit the ribs in. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, elbows to hips. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, elbows together, chin to the chest. Exhale, lift through the elbows, not through the ribs. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, elbows down to the hips. Release your hands down to your thighs or fingertips down to the mat, and just nod your head yes and no, nice and slow. You're drawing your belly button in, your heart is forward, your chin is back. And look left and look right. Good. And pause with your chin in the center. Just have long arms with your fingertips, just gently touching the floor a little bit behind you. And lift your chin in your chest. And exhale, bring your chin down to your chest. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your chin back parallel to the ground and bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. But draw your shoulder down and keep your chin in line with your sternum. So Nicole, drop your chin slightly. Good. And lift and come back up to center. Right ear towards the right shoulder. Ooh, it's crunchy on this side. Noticing the difference from one side to the other. Come back up to the center. Rotate your chin over to the left and then bring your chin down to your collarbone. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, come to the center. Inhale, chin to the right. Squeeze the shoulder blades back together. And bring your chin down towards your collarbone. Lift your chin. Come back to the center. So let's go back to the left side. So the left ear searches for the left shoulder. The left hand comes up by the ear. Flex the wrist of your right hand and draw that palm of that hand and that straight arm slightly behind you. So this is actually a nerve. It's an actual nerve pathway. So you can come back up to the center, bring the arm down, and then you can come back out. This would be considered a nerve glide. The more you flex that wrist, the more you're going to feel this. And let's slowly release. When we work our neck, we work real slow. Come back to our starting position. Right ear towards the right shoulder. Right hand towards the left ear. You can pull up with your head and press down slightly with your hand. Flex the wrist and reach that straight arm a little bit behind you. Do you feel this, Nicole? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially holding the lacrosse stick so much and all that repetitive motion. Release the hand from the head. Bring your chin back up to neutral. Let's do some shoulder rolls. Oof, felt good. And let's do 3 in the other direction. Then we're going to interlace our hands behind our head with our elbows wide. And remember, if you're uncomfortable in one position, change positions and go to the other. Inhale, flare your elbows wide. Exhale, chin to the chest. Elbows kiss. Pull up with the back of your head. Pull down slightly with your elbows or your hands. You're trying to be a long spine. Take a few breaths here. So you're trying to sit up as tall as you can. Inhale, let's do one more slow. Lift the chin, flare the elbows, no rib flare. So do a little mini abdominal crunch. Big inhale here. See if the elbows can go back 1 inch further, and then round, tuck and curl. Chin down to the chest. Good, and then slowly release. Bring your hands down to your thighs, or you can rest your fingers on the mat. We're going to do head circles. If I have anybody joining here who takes my class, we do knee circles. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to start with small little circles, and it's progressively going to get bigger. But I want you to think about your nose. So close your eyes, pull your shoulders back, pull your chin back, ears are over shoulders, shoulders are over hips, and begin to make tiny little circles with your nose. Like there's a pencil on the end of it, and there's a piece of paper, and you're making a spiral that's going to get progressively bigger. Draw your low belly in on every exhale. Relax your shoulders. So the circles are going to get bigger. Nothing is moving but your head. Crunch, 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 crunch. Can you move with your breath? When your circle can't get any bigger, change direction. I'm going collarbone, nose to the sky, nose to my collarbone, nose to the sternum. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, draw your belly button in, sitting up nice and tall. Circle's going to get smaller and smaller. Imagine the size of a ball, just like we do when we do our hip circles. We've got a softball, a baseball, a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, small golf ball, ping pong ball, tiny, tiny, tiny. I want you just to rest, maybe do palms face up. You should take note of what you feel, if you feel any different. Slowly blink your eyes open. Come to all fours. You can set your props off to the side. We're not going to need our roller until the end. So we're going to do some cat-cow. So our knees are directly underneath our hips and our wrists are directly underneath our shoulders. Plant your pinkies, pull your thumbs, and spread your fingers really, really wide. And you can curl your back toes under, or they can be flat. tops of your feet can be flat. Inhale, drop your belly, huge arch of the spine, lift the chin. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Flare through the glutes. Exhale, round, tuck, and curl. Tuck your tailbone. Press the mat away like it's on fire. Bring your chin to your chest. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, round, tuck, and curl. Chin to the chest. Come back to a neutral spine. Left fingers face the left, right fingers face the right. Same thing. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin. Exhale, press the mat away. Press a lot with the base of the wrist, at the base of the wrist. Inhale, drop the belly. Lift the chin. Exhale, round, tuck, and curl. Come back to a neutral spine. Fingers face the knees. Inhale, drop the belly. Now you might have much less range of motion here. Exhale, round, tuck, and curl. One more time. Inhale, drop your belly. Exhale, round, tuck, and curl. Good. Bring the tops of the hands onto the mat. Spread your fingers really wide. And just press down at the backs of your hands and shift your hips back towards your heels. If toes are curled under, you're getting a nice toe crunch here. Don't go back so far that the base of the wrist comes up off the mat. You can bend your elbows here, stretching through the hands. Good. Bring your hands back onto the mat, untuck the back toes. Inhale, lift the left arm high. Try not to lift that left hip, so press your left knee down, and then we're going to thread the needle. So I'm going to spread my knees a little bit wider. I'm going to bring my left shoulder down to the mat and my left ear down to the mat. And options are to extend the right arm straight, or pop up onto your fingertips and press with your hand into the mat, and the right elbow points up towards the sky. Another option here, bring that hand flat. You can extend the left toes back. Bring that knee in, press with your left hand, come back to center. I'm going to spin around. We're back in our neutral tabletop. Inhale the right arm high, tap that hip down, don't let it flare. It's going to really change the twist. Exhale, thread the needle. So I like to walk my elbow over, get my shoulder down, and my right ear is on the mat. I like to bring my hand, I like to tent my fingertips of my left arm and point my elbow up towards the sky. That's just me. So the arm is an extension of the shoulder. Option to release the right leg back onto your toes. It's much easier for me on this side. And then slowly release and bring it in, and let's find a child's pose. Knees are wide, big toes touch. Arms come out in front, forehead to the mat. Take some deep breaths here. Active child's pose. I want you to press with your hands and see if you can get your hips a little bit closer to your heels. Now, walk your elbows as far away from your body as you can get them. Bring your hands to prayer, so palms touch. And begin to bend your elbows and bring your thumb to the nape of your neck. And then walk your elbows out even further. Big stretch, underside of the shoulders. Forehead is on the mat. Squeeze your palms together. Engage those muscles. And then slowly release. Bring your hands back to the mat. Come back to an all-four position. And we're going to do some bird dog. Extend the left leg long, extend the right leg out, right hand out. Thumb is up towards the sky. Lift the thumb, lift the heel. Hips stay stable, round, tuck, and curl, knee to elbow, chin to chest. Inhale, reach and extend. Lift the thumb, lift the heel. Exhale, round, tuck, and curl. I want you guys to make sure that this left shoulder is over this left wrist. If you're too far back, I want you to move the knee in. One more time. Inhale, bird dog. When we stack our joints and our bones properly, there's a lot less room for injury. Right hand down, left knee down, right leg back, left arm forward. I'm plugging my bicep on my ear. My gaze is straight down. I'm lengthening through the crown of my head. Inhale, lift. Toes down, heel out, heel up, round, tuck, and curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Last time, inhale, extend. And exhale. Bring the hand and the knee down. Lift the hips, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. So bend one knee and drive the other heel down. Fingers are really wide. Do the thing we did before. Plant your pinky, pull your thumbs in. Roll your hip bones forward, bend your knees, and get your belly really close to your thighs, if not on your thighs. Down dog is a low back lengthening exercise. It's not meant to be a hamstring exercise. Lift your hips, find straight legs, reach the right leg nice and high without the right hip flaring, so hips stay nice and square. Come forward and step the right foot outside the right hand and drop the left knee down for runner's lunge. So you want to walk the foot forward so that the knee stays above or behind this ankle. Hug the knee in, hug the elbow out, and you can straighten the leg and come forward. I'm pressing with my hands, I'm pressing down with my right foot. Then walk your left hand a little bit more into the mat and come to the pinky edge of your right foot and sink your hips and press your thigh away. Yeah, good, Nicole. Now bring your right hand to your right thigh. Good. And bring your left shoulder under and your right shoulder back. There's a stretch. Come back to our runner's lunge. Curl the back toes under and inhale, step back, downward facing dog. Remember, bend your knees as much as you need to here. Biceps are by the inner elbows. Press with your hands, lift through the tailbone, and walk your dog. So you're going to bend one knee, bring the other heel to the mat. Make some head circles, shake your head, yes and no, left and right. Lift the left leg high. Step the left leg outside the left hand, runner's lunge. Hug the left knee into the left shoulder, press the left shoulder back. You want to keep that connection. Walk the left foot forward and shift forward to feel a nice psoas stretch on the right. Plant that foot down and extend the leg and reach the right hip towards the right heel. You should feel a nice stretch on the back of that left leg. Good. And we're going to bring the right hand right in line with the shoulder. Walk the left foot off the mat a little. I'm going to drop my right hip, pull my left shoulder back, press my left thigh away, and twist to the left. Good. And then slowly release, come to your knees. And we're going to do a slow elevator ride down onto the belly. Want your elbows to skin your ribs, elbows point straight back. Come down, chin to the mat, arms out like a T. Come to the tops of your feet. You're going to keep your left hand, arm and hand on the mat. Bend your right elbow, bring your right fingertips to the mat, roll onto your left hip, and bring your right foot down to the mat behind you. You can rest your head down. Rest your ear on the mat. Flare that knee back behind you. And slowly release. This is oh, you're kicking the ladder over there. This is a shoulder stretch. So the shoulders need to be, the arms need to be an extension of the shoulder. Left elbow bends, roll onto the right hip. Keep this right arm down. Feel the stretch through the front of that shoulder. The more you roll back, the more you're going to feel. We're going to do another really good shoulder stretch that you guys are going to like. And then come onto your belly. Bring your hands by your chest. Press back to knees together, down, child's pose. Come to all fours, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Glance up at your hands. Just take a whole bunch of steps. Pop up onto your fingertips. You can cross your feet over and just make your way so that your left foot is behind your left hand and your right foot is behind your right hand. Bend your knees generously. Get your torso right on your thighs. Grab opposite elbows. Chin comes to the chest. Ragdoll. the head out. Take like 2 or 3 good deep breaths here. Keep going. I just need to pull up my pants. You can straighten your legs a little bit more and bring your torso off your thighs and feel the difference. When our knees are bent and we're in a forward fold, it takes it to the low back. When the knees are straight with a little micro bend, and we do a forward fold, it takes it into the hamstrings and the calves. Bring your hands to your hips, squeeze your elbows back like little chicken wings, rise with a flat back. Come to the top of your mat, bring your feet together. Hope everyone's still doing great. Eagle arm warm up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, eagle arm on the right. The right arm comes underneath the left. You're gonna connect palms, down your thumbs to the right and your pinkies to the left. Drag your elbows down. So you're squeezing underneath your armpits. Press your pelvis forward, lift, little mini backward bend. Backward bending in yoga is really more about a straight spine. There's your inhale. On your exhale, round, tuck, and curl. Lower your booty. Elbows come to the knees. Inhale, rise and open, twist to the right without your right hip coming forward. I'm sorry, without your right hip opening back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open, twist to the left. Pull the left hip forward. Draw your shoulder blades down. Open your wings. Inhale, arms up. Other side. Cross wrap twist. Left elbow comes underneath the right. We press our palms together. Thumbs to the left, pinkies to the right. Hug your elbows down. We have lots of lymph nodes underneath in the armpit, chest area. This is a really good way to massage that. That's how that lymphatic fluid moves with compression. Lift, pull the belly button in, be the longest spine in the room. Exhale, round, tuck, and curl. Elbows kiss the knees. Squeeze the knees together. Inhale, open, twist to the left. Left hip pulls forward, shoulders down, arms wide. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open, twist to the right. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, we're going to do a balance exercise where all you're going to be doing is rising up high onto your tippy toes and then lowering your heels. At the same time, you're going to lift your arms up overhead and your hands are going to come down to your thighs. But here's the trick. Once you lift up, you want your hands to touch your thighs at the same time that your heels touch the mat. Couple tips. Pull your head back. This 10 or 12 pound bowling ball guy. If he's forward and you're trying to balance, you're going to tip forward. So chin back, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. You really want to engage your abdominals here. I'm going to face forward. Find your drishti. Chin is parallel with the ground. Find something to look at, an immovable object. Inhale, lift your heels. I want you to find the base of the big toe. Exhale. Your heels are going to have to go faster than your hands. It's very humbling. Inhale, up. So you guys do some work on your own. I want you to make sure that your heels are slightly out and your toes are slightly in. So the outer edges of your feet are lined up with the outer edges of your mat. Keep the chin lifted. Use your exhale, your ujjayi exhale. With sealed lips, it really helps engage the abdominals and helps you control. Now we're going to go all the way up. We're going to go halfway down. All the way up. All the way down. Oh, I didn't do that one that well at all. So you guys go. It's hard for me to talk and do it at the same time. If you have a song stuck in your head, if you're having a panic attack, you're having problems with anxiety, you just can't shut your brain off, do this. We cannot multitask. Our brain cannot think about more than one thing at a time. It just jumps from one thing to the next. You can't do this if you're thinking about other stuff. So your brain will be 100% focused on this. So let's do one more. Let's do one without the halfway. I want you to go all the way up, and everybody's gonna lower the heels. And the hands are gonna touch the thighs. shake that out. Let's do one more balancing pose. We're going to do a standing figure 4. So bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Bring your hands to prayer. I'm going to turn sideways. I'm going to start sitting back, but my chest is up, my elbows are back, I'm pressing with my hands. I'm thinking about that I'm going to close a door with my left glute. And now I'm going to bring my upper body back and just hinge. Pull the left knee back. If you were to look down, you should be able to see those toes. Good, Nicole. Let's inhale, rise to a one-legged mountain pose and pause here. And exhale, bring the foot down. Other side. Right ankle on top of the left thigh, hands to prayer. Press your sternum into your thumbs. Pull your thumbs into your sternum and flare your elbows back. Now it's like you're doing a little elevator ride down a wall that's behind you. Pull the knee back, pull the shin back. You should be able to lift all 5 toes. Slowly rise, one-legged mountain. And release. Great, come down onto the mat into a bridge position. If you were all here in the room with me, I'd say, is everybody doing good? Feeling good? Good. Great. Okay, bend your elbows, fingertips point up towards the sky. The reason that we do this is because I want you to press from your shoulder to your elbow to broaden through your collarbone. And we're just going to arch the spine. I'm going to move my arms up overhead so you can see what I'm doing. I'm arching my spine, so it's like a little mouse could run right underneath, and then I'm imprinting my spine, so I'm tucking my tailbone. So if there was a bowl on my pelvis, I would arch my spine, the bowl would spill in between my legs, and then I'm going to tuck my tailbone and scoop out my belly and roll forward so that the water would fall onto my belly. So you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. So we're just kind of doing a little bit of. So now find a neutral, so find the arch in your spine, and let's do some bridge roll-ups. So we have a nice big arch in the spine. Now you're gonna begin to curl the tailbone and lift the hips, one vertebra at a time. This is when you really need to use these funky robot arms and squeeze them in towards your body. Pause at the top. We're gonna change direction. I'm moving my arm out of the way in case you can see me. I'm gonna tuck my tailbone. I'm working from the top vertebra, one at a time. So I'm keeping this pelvic tilt as long as I can. And I'm going to finish with a big arch in the spine. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, lift the hips. Exhale at the top. Inhale, tuck, and roll. Great. Now we've got an arched spine and we have an imprinted spine. I want you to find halfway in between. That's called your neutral spine. Bring your arms down along your sides so now your palms are flat. We're just going to lift and lower in bridge with a straight spine. Just lift and lower. Good. Slowly release. Bring your hips down. Bring your legs to a reverse tabletop. So a lot of times when people do tabletop, they bring their knees in real close to their shoulders. Bring your hands behind your hamstrings so that your arms are long. And there's this, an Italian scientist guy that came up with all these measurements. With your arms extended, you don't even have to look in a mirror. This anatomically puts you correct with your knees over your hips. So this is where we want to stay. And we're going to do some abdominal bracing. I want you to bring your hands to your thighs. I want you to press your hands into your thighs and pull your thighs into your hands. You should feel your transverse abdominis. This is all the abs that are below your belly button. Do you feel those? So dorsiflex your ankle, pull your toes towards your knees, and then release. Bring your feet down to the mat, bring your arms out wide, and just windshield wiper your legs from side to side. We're going to go back to that. We're going to do half bracing on one side, and we're going to do a half bridge lift on the other. It's really good for kind of setting and resetting the hips if there's ever any hip misalignment. So come back into the bridge position. I should have explained this before. You want to be able to tickle your heels with your long arms, and that brings your feet directly underneath your knees. That's just kind of another trick, another tip. So we're going to find that neutral spine. That's it's halfway between imprinted and arched. So it's a little pull in with the belly button. Belly button's pulling into the spine. Lift the left thigh up and bring both hands onto it. You're going to do the abdominal bracing here. You're going to pull in with the thigh, and I want you to push down with your right foot and engage your right glute. And I want you to see how you feel here. If there's any shaking, you're breathing, you're not pushing so hard that you can't breathe. And then slowly release and set that down. We're going to go over to the other side. So abdominal bracing on the right. You're just going to lift up into a tiny little bridge, and much stronger on this side. Much stronger. So I'm pulling my knee in, I'm pressing it away, tucking my chin slightly, and I'm engaging my glute on the left. And I'm going to slow down. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go back to your weaker side. For me, my weaker side is my left side in abdominal bracing. So I'm going to lift and I'm going to take a couple of breaths here. And it could be a weak hip flexor that's making me shake. It could be a weak right glute that's making me shake. I don't know. And then slowly release, bring the soles of your feet together, and just rest in Supta Baddha Konasana. That would be cobbler. Knees are nice and wide. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side, press yourself up to a seated position. We're going to do a hip series. And so I'm going to face you. You might want to sit the same way I'm sitting on the mat, or actually it doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't make a difference. So to start out in Dandasana's staff pose, and we're going to see how you guys feel if you want to prop up your and sit on a blanket. So for some people, because they have such tight hamstrings or such tight low back, it's really hard for them to sit up tall with their legs extended. And so if you're feeling anything that doesn't feel good, you want to take your blanket, and well, no, you can always stop the sequence, and you can sit on the blanket, and what that does is what we did in the beginning, it rolls your pelvis forward, and it gives you that nice arch in your low back, so you don't have to worry about it. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to bring your right foot inside your left thigh, and I want you to pay a lot of attention to the middle toe of this left leg, because I want it to be in line with the shin, in line with the knee, in line with the hip. Good. We want to sit up nice and tall. So what does tall mean? Tall means squeezing your shoulder blades together. Try to increase the space between your ears and your shoulders. You're pulling down with your shoulders and up with your ears. You're pulling your belly button in and knitting the low ribs in, so you're always doing like a slight abdominal crunch. So squeeze your shoulder blades together, sit up nice and tall, and pull. Good. So we're gonna forward fold into a bunch of things. So you're gonna bring our hands flat, our fingertips forward in front of this bent knee, and we're just gonna come forward. I like to drag my fingers on the ground and pull my heart forward and squeeze my shoulder blades together. The right glute can come right up off the mat. It's fine. So you want to maintain your straight spine, and then walk yourself up to the center, and move to the space that's here in between. We're going to do the same thing. Come down with a flat back. Every once in a while, reset. That means sitting up tall. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, and rather than reaching forward, like rounding the shoulders, reach forward just by hinging and flexing at the hip. So it's much different. You probably won't be able to reach your fingers out as far, which is exactly what I want. So take a couple breaths here. And we're going to really start to access the hamstring now. So right now you should feel this in your inner thigh. And walk your fingers up. Put a bend in your knee. Square your torso to this bent left knee. And come down. And I want you to bring your forehead to your knee. So bend your knee as much as you need to. Bring your chin to your chest. And then with a rounded spine, you're slowly going to extend that leg long, keeping the forehead to knee connection. if all of a sudden you have to hunch more because your forehead is coming off your knee, then you need to back that up. And you should feel this stretches in a whole bunch of different places. You can take this right arm, right hand, and reach toward the pinky edge of the left foot, and you'll feel more down the right side body. You stay here, see if you can straighten that leg all the way out. Relax your shoulders. So our right leg is bent. We were just in Janu Shirsasana, and slowly begin to spider crawl the fingers back. And I'm going to move my blanket off of here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to shift the pelvis forward so that you're sitting on this heel. Now we're going to really take it into the inner thigh. Now you want to square yourself over towards this and reach forward. So if you really want to bring it into the inner thigh, try not to round the shoulders. Try to keep the shoulders back. Maybe even dorsiflex this ankle and come forward. Take one more breath here. Try to bring your right shoulder forward. And then walk yourself up. And now you're just going to sit down so that this right heel is hugging your glute and your toes point straight back. So it's not a hurdler, it's not a runner. I want you to be on the top of your foot, not like that. Yeah. So roll it over so that you're on the top of your foot like that. Good. Same thing. It's going to be even more of an aggressive stretch. So all we're doing is we're changing the angle here at our hip, coming down with a nice flat back. You're not going to be able to come down very far. Legs are nice and wide. Flare that right knee away. Do whatever feels good here. And then slowly walk yourself up. Untuck that leg. Whew. And let's pause in our Dandasana staff. How does that feel? It's going to be good for your knee, all those knee surgeries that you've had. It's going to be really good. So we're going to switch sides. So now the right leg is long, and the left thigh, left foot is connected to the right thigh. You're going to spin and square the torso to the bent knee. Walk the straight arms and the fingertips out. Drag your fingertips down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And you can walk out. That hip can come right up. It's fine. You can walk out as far as you want. As long as your back is as straight as you can get it. You're right over that knee. Inhale here. Exhale, press yourself up. We're going to go to the center now. You can just plant your hands and just kind of pretend and play with bending your elbows. I really feel this in my low back, the muscles like on either side of my spine and my waist. It feels really good. We have about 10 more minutes to go. There's your inner thigh, you guys. There it is. You feel it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's your adductor right in here. Slowly press yourself up. Square the body to the right leg. Bend the knee as much as you need to. Get your belly right on your thigh. Get your forehead on your knee. Walk your hands out. Relax your left knee. And slowly begin to inch that foot away. It doesn't make a difference how straight or bent this knee is. It makes a difference is how you feel down the left side body, that QL, that big workhorse muscle back here by this hip. You should feel that. And if you don't, walk the left hand even further away.